The darkness is absolute. It is not the benign, quiet darkness of midnight. It is the consuming, viscous darkness of a collapsed world. It happened instantly. 1 second, electricity hummed. The next, silence. Now, your bunker is a coffin. Your eyes strain. They register nothing. Total sensory deprivation is an active weapon against your sanity. This is the reality of 48 hours without light. Most people fail in the first 4. They waste their most precious resource, stored knowledge. Your flashlight? A ticking clock counting down to total failure. Forget the movies. Forget the romanticized idea of night vision. When the grid dies, EMP, flare, nuclear event, the batteries die with it, or soon after. You are blind, deafened by your own panic, and disoriented. This is where the elite survivor begins. Your first order is not to find light. It is to stop the internal spiral. Do not move. Do not make a sound. Listen. Analyze the ambient soundscape of your bunker. Did the ventilation fan stop with a click? Is the water pump silent? Did anything drop when the shock wave hit? Understand that your bunker is now actively hostile to movement. Every misplaced crate, every coiled rope is a potential broken bone. A broken ankle in the dark is a death sentence. Period. No worries. Survival is not about light. Survival is about systems. Survival is about treating your environment like a high-stakes, blind chess game. Here's the thing about high IQ survival. It relies on what the disaster cannot take away. It cannot take your memory. It cannot take your sense of touch. It cannot take your understanding of physics. The first 4 hours are stabilization. The next 44 hours are operationalizing the darkness. We need to prioritize 4 key systems: navigation, illumination, low-tech, security, auditory, and sanity, rhythm. Let's start with navigation. You are inside your bunker, but the darkness has reshaped it. It feels bigger, deeper, alien. Rule 1 of dark navigation: the wall is your tether. Stay in constant soft contact with the nearest structural wall. Do not hug it tightly. You need to feel for anomalies. Extend your offhand in a sweeping motion, chest high. This is your immediate tripwire defense against shelving or sharp corners. Your feet must adopt the shuffle drag method. No lifting your feet above the ground plane. Drag the lead foot forward slowly, checking for changes in floor texture. Check for small drops, accumulated debris, or liquids. If you feel a change, stop. Anchor your weight on the rear foot. Probe with the front foot gently, testing the stability of the new surface before committing. This method is slow, tedious, and essential. It reduces impact noise, which is critical for security. Your internal map must be reconstructed based on footsteps. How many steps from your bed to the water supply? How many from the supply to the main airlock? Memorize the count. Walk it repeatedly, building muscle memory, ignoring the visual panic. Now, illumination. Your battery cache is for critical communication, not for finding your socks. We need sustainable, low-tech, high-efficiency light. We are talking about fat lamps. If you have rendered cooking fat, tallow, or vegetable oil, you have 48 hours of light potentially. Find an empty tuna can or a similar small shallow metal container. This is your lamp base. For the wick, strip natural fiber rope or roll up a tight twist of cotton cloth. Even a section of denim works. Soak the wick completely in the fat or oil. Ensure it sits slightly proud of the fuel surface. Light it carefully with a waterproof match or ferro rod. Understand the thermodynamic risk. This tiny flame consumes oxygen. In a sealed bunker environment, oxygen depletion is the invisible killer, competing directly with CO poisoning. Ventilation is now non-negotiable. Your flame should be small, steady, and amber. If the flame starts flickering blue or aggressively consuming the wick, you have an immediate air quality problem. Do not rely on this light for movement. It stays in one place, designated as your safe zone hub. It provides enough light to manage detailed tasks like sorting beans or performing first aid within a 2-foot radius. Conserve the fuel ruthlessly. Extinguish the flame when you sleep or during periods of non-critical activity. The ambient heat signature from this flame is also important. It is the only real thermal indicator you might have. Moving to security, method 3. Total darkness is a double-edged sword. It hides you, but it also hides the threat. We must turn the bunker into an auditory minefield. If intruders breach the outer layer, they will assume speed and silence will save them. They are wrong. Set up micro-sound alarms. Use thin fishing wire or strong dental floss strung across common entry paths, waist-high and ankle-high. Attach empty cans, small pieces of scrap metal, or even dry pasta shells to the wire. These are not meant to stop them. They are meant to betray their exact position and velocity. Place these auditory traps close to structural support columns or heavy furniture, maximizing the reverb. The sound will tell you if they are moving slowly, probing, or rushing blindly. If you must engage, use the darkness. Do not use a flashlight to identify them. You give away your position, your height, and your weapon outline. Instead, rely on muzzle flash for a split-second target confirmation, then move immediately. If you have tear gas or pepper spray, use it toward the sound source and retreat. Chemical agents are devastatingly effective in enclosed, dark spaces. The intruder cannot see, cannot breathe, and cannot coordinate. This is psychological warfare using environmental control. Method 4. Sanity. The most overlooked enemy in the 48-hour challenge is your own brain. Sensory deprivation leads to quick cognitive decay. Time warps. Paranoia metastasizes. Your mind starts generating visual hallucinations called phosphenes. You need radical routine. Divide the 48 hours into 6 strict 8-hour cycles. Cycle 1, inventory and assessment. Cycle 2, rest and maintenance. Cycle 3, security review and repair. Cycle 4, food preparation and hygiene. Cycle 5, skill review, mental map, not tying. Cycle 6, sleep, do not deviate. Use a wind-up clock or an analog watch with a mechanical chime to track time. Do not rely on your gut feeling for when it is 0800 or 2000. When you wake up, perform immediate physical calibration. Stretch your limbs to 20 deep knee bends. Feel your surroundings. Confirm your location in the bunker. This forces the prefrontal cortex back online. Regarding hygiene and scavenging, eating and drinking in the dark is precarious. Avoid pouring water or dispensing bulk dry goods near your sensitive equipment. The sound of sloshing water or spilling rice is amplified and infuriating. Use pre-measured rations. If you must open a can, do it over a contained area, minimizing the mess. If you spill something sticky, clean it immediately. Sticky residue attracts insects and molds, which are invisible bioweapons in a closed environment. Waste disposal is your sanitation crisis. Human waste must be managed in a dedicated, sealed receptacle far from food stores and ventilation intake. If you ignore this, the bacterial bloom will overwhelm you long before the external threat does. Hidden danger, carbon monoxide. Every heat source is a killer. That beautiful, flickering fat lamp is producing CO. Your improvised stove is a slow-motion executioner. Ideally, you have a battery-operated CO detector. If the batteries are dead, you must rely on symptoms: headache, nausea, shortness of breath, confusion. But CO is cunning. It mimics fatigue. If you feel inexplicably sleepy during your active cycle, suspect CO immediately. If you confirm exposure, your priority shifts entirely to ventilation and evacuation to fresh air, even if it means sacrificing bunker security for 5 minutes. Ventilation is life support. Final review of the 48 hours. Stabilize the mind, not the environment. Stop. Listen. Map the area by foot and memory. Establish the low-tech anchored light source. Deploy auditory security systems. Maintain the rigid 8-hour psychological schedule. By the time the 2-day mark passes, you are acclimatized. You have rejected dependency on light. You have adapted. Your IQ has outperformed all the expensive gadgets now lying dormant. Your bunker is no longer a dark coffin. It is a calibrated, defensible cave. 48 hours have passed. The darkness continues, but your terror has dissipated. You have built a working system out of nothing but discipline and physics. Welcome to the new world. You won.